It's time for a cup of rad, so let's fill your cup with rad pop culture vibes. And now your over-caffeinated hosts, Mike and Katie. Hi everyone, it's another episode of Cup of Rad coming right at you.
Welcome.
Tonight we are drinking something in our cups of rad. What are you drinking, Katie?
I am drinking delicious coffee.
That's right, we are both drinking coffee.
Because we want to be over-caffeinated.
That's correct, because this episode is all about RADnesia Spring Break!
This episode discusses rewatching older movies and asking, do they live up to the rad expectations of our first viewing?
That's right. This whole episode is going to be pretty much a bunch of older movies that we decided that we needed to show our son. Some of them not,
yeah,
but...
we basically took advantage of spring break.
Yeah, because we couldn't go anywhere this time for spring break.
And we had so many movies that we're like, oh, we got to show you that one. We got to show you that one. So we figured
and he's getting old enough, so it was pretty awesome. But yeah, so we're drinking coffee tonight.
Oh, and it's delicious.
What are you drinking out there, listeners?
Is it as rad as this?
So just think, coffee companies, you could be on here if you're listening and be like,
and then we could be like, hey, you know what we're drinking? We're drinking so-and-so's
blah, blah,
rad
blah,
coffee.
Right? Yeah.
Because we love coffee.
We love it so much.
Please sponsor us.
That's
because we will always drink coffee.
And we'll throw your name on air.
All the time. Anyways.
With that, here we go. We're going to tumble right into Spring Break RADnesia. First up, this one here we didn't watch with Kiddo, but I did want to show Katie this one. We're going to Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, I had never seen this movie, actually. There were so many of those older type of styles that I watched more of the comedies in that era, not so many of the action movies. So that was one that we hadn't actually caught up on. And I was pleasantly surprised at the bizarreness of it.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to expect at all. Like, not at all. And all of a sudden there was magic. And it was, what the heck? There is magic in this movie? I had no idea. Totally threw me off guard, and it was fantastic.
Right? I like being able to show, because I remember when the 2012 Turtles did an episode that had the Lopan idea and all that in it, and I was like, that's based on Little Big, and you're like, what?
What are you talking about?
Right? So yeah. You know what? I love the movie, but I must have been tired because I started dozing off at the end.
Oh, okay.
And that was weird for me because I don't usually doze off in movies.
Some of the weird worm monster that popped out of the sewer actually really freaked me out. I was like, what the hell is this thing? Oh my God. It was a horror movie style feel for me all of a sudden. And it totally just came out of left field and it was terrifying.
And I think we've realized that the animatronic puppets is what scares you more than anything else in movies, because you were freaked out in Poltergeist by the same kind of puppety thing that popped out.
Yeah.
So it's puppets, but you love.
But I love like Labyrinth
and Dark Crystal.
Yeah, and those things are scary.
But it's not a horror movie.
No, it's
style,
not. It's meant to be silly, and so it's not meant to be scary.
But yeah.
But that was my experience with that. It was totally silly and ridiculous, and I'm really glad I watched it. And thanks for sharing.
Right? Okay, so let's be honest. This is really Mike showing family movies that he grew up with.
Yeah, very much.
Spring Break RADnesia!
Well, because I can't go and show...
2019! Yeah.
Wow. I can't show so many of the ones I grew up. They're all romantic comedies. They're romance ones. So we're going to default to Mike. And
or there's some ones that you watch and you realize that you shouldn't be watching at that age yet. You got to at least wait a few more years.
Yeah.
We were going through all our DVDs and we were like...
We're age rating
one,
them.
Yeah, this here.
Like this one, no, this one, no.
But this one here, I was really excited because our son really likes time travel and likes weird things like that. So we watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Excellent!
And I am sad to say that I have never actually... I knew about it. And I know the general premise of it, but I had never seen it. You know, what's interesting, though, after watching it, I have, the weird, vague feelings that I probably saw bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, probably.
But you know what? This is the first time actually sitting down and watching it, so it was fun to share it with everyone,
So our son, while he was watching it, was giddy.
It was hilarious.
It was fantastic, and he had his moments where he leaned over and went, "This truly is an excellent adventure."
It was great. And then there was another time where he's just sitting there and he bursts out laughing. He's like, "This movie is awesome."
Right?
It was the high five, we're awesome, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, he got a real kick out of it, and it was fantastic. You know, watching it, there was a couple moments where I was like, oh no, but
I don't think he even bat an eye about some of those ones because it doesn't mean anything.
yeah, so
him,
it's not
right?
there yet. But yeah, I love rewatching, like, you know, the fact of Socrates and okay, Socrates, you stay here, right?
Oh, he was so happy too. He was a happy old man, like
Right.
so open to this weirdness of the situation. Like, it was great. And yeah, I was thoroughly amused by it. Like the ridiculous start of the future too, and just the idea that
It's so
like,
80s.
amazing future. You know what was great too is that it's so far in the future that it's not like, oh, whatever, we're not going to outdate this thing. Who knows? With
Right.
the comeback of the 80s right now, we might be still heading in the direction of Bill and Ted's future.
It could be.
Yeah.
And the beauty of watching this one right now was, like, literally after we watched it, the official announcement that Bill and Ted's 3 was coming out.
You know what? Right now, I have to just point out to our listeners that Mike's whole body language right now is reflecting Bill and Ted. He has the perfect
No way!
like head bobble and like body language of Keanu Reeves right now. It's just like, oh my god, like, see, I can't do it. I go Valley Girl. It's horrible. But you guys,
I wasn't going, oh my god, guys, this movie was so great.
Thank you for reminding me. But yeah, his body language right now is fantastic. Like, it's perfectly to the T. Like, anyways, side note.
Well, okay, on this is for you, Adam. I know you were desperately looking for some more deep inside cup of rad moment. Bill and Ted was something that I had on VHS from McDonald's. And Bogus Journey from McDonald's, because you could get tapes back in the day for like $5, right?
Wow.
And I watched the hell out of those things. Like,
I think it has shaped him as a human being.
and I was talking to my buddy Matt about that. I was like, I think between Bill and Ted and Turtles, this might be why I'm like, dude.
Yeah, this is where Skater Bro Mike has come from, is that specifically. Because it's so funny. Like, you talk as if you grew up in SoCal sometimes. Yeah. And it's just that funny
It just
nature
imprinted.
It's just so much of who you are, right? Because you just fall into that character so easily. And that body language, too, that matches the movie is how you are no matter what. So maybe that's helped our son even find even more humor in it, too. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a big part of you for sure.
Right? So that's something where you sit back and you realize, right? Fun fact, too, because our son started skateboarding.
Yes.
And Katie's doing it. I'm having a harder time with the balancing.
Working on it.
Their boards are a lot more narrow. We haven't been able to find the bigger board that I want to get.
We'll get there. But anyways, son skateboarding.
So then a neighbor came by and had some other boards and was showing them. And our son helped take his boards back. And at the end of the day, he's all like, be excellent to one another. Party on, dude.
That's how he said goodbye. And it was hilarious. Like, that's how you should always say goodbye to everyone.
Right.
I mean, because it really is excellent words to say.
Yeah.
You know? And there we go. We are going to live our life by Bill and Ted's standards now.
It's now not a stamp of approval.
It's now Bill and Ted approved. So
with that, though, we also watched Bogus Journey.
Yes, we did. Which was totally bizarre. Oh my goodness. I mean, death was hilarious.
Evil bad Bill and Ted robots.
Such a different movie.
Well, the first one actually has a bit more of a hint of like learning and actually
you know what it reminded me of like Mr. Peabody and Shirley.
Yeah.
Like that kind of feel where it was learning but being ridiculous. So I was like, this is really awesome to show our son.
Yeah.
And the second one was just like mash of like, well, we got to figure this out. We're going to time travel. We can do whatever we want. We can break the laws of everything.
Yeah.
And it was, oh my goodness, so many different places too. It was very convoluted in the storyline of where all they were going. It's like, oh, they were here and they were here. Oh, and then they're all over here. And overall, really, they had some funny moments for sure, but I could take her to leave it on that one.
Yeah, Bogus Journey, it really is bogus.
So I'm interested
in a RADnesia remembrance, right?
Yeah.
It's like Yeah.
I'm curious to see what the third one is going to be then.
Yeah, so Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Yes.
So
with what, 50-year-old Keanu Reeves, 55 or something?
Yeah.
So it's
right?
going to be pretty awesome.
Right. The hope is that the movie imprinted on our kid because he also does karate and now he wants to skate.
So now we've decided he's going to become Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. That's what we'll grow him up.
He wants to grow his hair out and everything too.
Yeah. So he's going to be a little mini Keanu Reeves.
I'm okay with that. That's
right?
pretty sweet.
But yes, so there we had our RADnesia moment with Bill and Ted's Excellent and Bogus Journey. Definitely, I still really like Excellent more because it's more contained. It's more thought.
Yeah, so that was fun to share.
Dun-na, dun-na, dun 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 dun. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Should I just randomly...
Yeah, you were supposed to kick in with the...
Sorry, it was delayed screaming. Everything was fine, and then the adrenaline wore off, and then I screamed. Is that better?
There we go. So after many years of trying to get our son to watch Jaws, Steven Spielberg's classic about a man-eating shark, he finally conceded.
We told him he had no choice.
Yeah, okay. We said, sit your ass down, boy. You're watching Jaws.
Suck it up. Stop being wussy about it and watch the damn movie. Because how many times have we gone to Universal and he's seen this set? We're like, it's not a horror movie.
Well, yeah, I even told him at one point, because he'll do the dun-na. Right, I'm like, no, you don't get to do that until you've seen it.
Exactly. So we finally said, you know what? No, we're just because we would try. We're like, how about we watch this? How about we watch this instead, guys?
Yeah, because
we just said no. We're watching.
Slowly been asking to watch more like the horror movie or scarier movies. And we've been trying to piece those things together, and we've watched a few things here and there, but he just was dead set on not wanting to watch Jaws.
So this one he finally conceded, and
we watched Jaws, and that wasn't that scary.
Yep.
Why was I scared of that, guys?
I was like, wow. Yep.
A few times even laughed.
Laughed at some somewhat inappropriate times, too. We're like, really? Why did you just laugh?
Because
like,
he thought that...
Dude, that's his eye. He just lost his arm. We're like, yeah. Okay, well, I guess we do that, too, sometimes. Like, oh, dude, did you just see that? So, yeah.
But he was laughing at how fake things looked, right?
Yes.
Because he was just like, this doesn't look real.
This is ridiculous.
But
overall, he seemed to really enjoy it.
Yeah, he enjoyed it.
I think it was fun for him. I think he was interested in some of the effects on how they did stuff like that.
Well, because he had heard about it, because there was those times we went to Universal and they talked about how the sharks sank and these things like that. So he knows little facts about Jaws.
Yeah, exactly.
But now he can put those little dots together.
Well, because at one point he leans over and he's like, that shark animatronic is actually very impressive. Like, yes, it is.
Right.
So yeah, and I hadn't seen it for years, so I was really excited to watch it again and really remember it, because it's that idea where, of course, I know the basics of it, but I had really forgotten a lot of it, and some of the more dramatic part, like filler stories. Okay. It was impressive how much I had actually forgotten some of those. I forgot how much I like Richard Dreyfuss, and so yeah, it was fun to watch. It was a good watch. I think the perfect spring break movie.
Right.
He finally became a man that can watch Jaws.
There you go. He's getting older. It's kind of scary to think about, but
it's terrifying is what it is.
But yeah, watching it again, I love Jaws. It's such a classic film. There's so many great shots in it.
Well, and I couldn't believe how much drama there is for when shit just starts hitting the fan. Yeah. When they start getting attacked and the boat's sinking, and it was just like, our son was like, but there's a fire. Okay, well, just put water on it. Just let the water. No, you can't just let the ocean water onto the engine. Like it'll, So it was the, oh my gosh, there's mass chaos here, and everything's just going wrong, and it really does. I mean, literally everything went wrong. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. So. But it's such a classic though. Like just everything about it just fantastic. It's just one of those ones where you think about it, and like there's nothing really wrong with it though. Yeah. When you watch it, and that's what's great about some films is that they can stand the tide of time. They might even
I don't know. That works.
Sure, whatever. We're talking about water, so the tides of water and time. But some films you can watch and they feel dated and bogged down. But then like this here, like it just doesn't feel that way.
One thing that made me feel slightly dated for it though, because I know I'm not used to it as much, is the sheer ending of we're live. Bam, all of a sudden it was just the beach and the credits, and I'm like, what the hell? And even our son was like, that was the end?
But that was Hitchcock.
That was I think about before, that. And right? I'm like, well, it's okay though, because really, do we really need to see him get back to shore and like see people? Like really, how could that have helped the story? No, he's alive. The shark is dead. We know what you can imagine that everything else is going to be fine. Everything's going to go back to normal. You don't need to see the rest of it. But it took me a moment to be like explain it to myself in my head that was okay.
Well, see, and that's the thing that's interesting is like as viewers now, we want so much beginning and so much end.
Yeah,
that then the middle actually the part
it gets too crunched in there. And then so honestly, we'd be much better to have a build up of a story and have the middle and then just have it. Just finish up with it.
We don't need an epilogue in Jaws. You don't need the ray of sunshine and the warriors come home. We need the ray of sunshine.
We need to have them go on the beach and have the whole town go and run into them. And we're so happy you say. Yeah, see, that's what we need right there.
Right?
We should have Jaws epilogue movie and just what happened afterwards.
Isn't that Jaws 2? Dun dun dun. Or Jaws 365. But it was one of those ones too where the song in it that gets into your head though, because it's such an earworm, right? Show me the way to go home.
Oh goodness,
I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had another drink about an hour ago and it went straight to my head. Dum dum dum.
And then Popeye comes out.
No, actually, I'm doing that for Adam again because he wanted another earworm in his head.
Earworms, yes.
Show me the way to go home. Pum, pum. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. Had another drink about an hour ago and it went straight to my head.
I forgot we have to sing.
Yeah, every episode now.
We have to sing something.
Every episode.
Okay.
That's the new thing.
Yeah, sweet.
Because we did Gummy Bears.
We're not going to do it again. Right now.
It's too soon.
I'm singing it in my head right now, and I know Adam is too. He's like, damn it, Katie.
I expect that gift to show up.
Yep.
In the future, the polar ice caps have melted, covering the entire world in water. Yep, that's where we dove into. We dove into Kevin Costner's extremely long
It wasn't that long.
Well, no, not today's standard of movie, though. Today's standard movie is like 2.5 hours, and that's okay.
Yes. Honestly, you know what? You made it sound like it was going to be like really, really, really long. And it wasn't too bad. But there was a lot it was drawn out. Let's be honest.
Okay, I remember it being longer because I used to watch it on TV, and whenever you watch a movie on TV,
it's
if it's 2 hours, longer. It's usually like a 6-hour movie.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So I get that.
But you know what? Our son made it through it, so
exactly.
It's okay. So this movie, we bought it.
There's a reason why.
2 years ago, but we bought it because of Universal Studios and the Waterworld show.
Because our son absolutely loved the Waterworld show.
Yeah, because you had done it as like we have to waste some time while mom goes to the car.
You went to the car to do something.
I didn't get to go see it. So then our son really, really enjoyed the show, and he wanted to make sure I went back to it. Like he's seen it now multiple times,
3 or 4 times, I think.
Really enjoyed it. So we're like, okay, well, we have to show him the movie. So we found it on disc. We're like, yeah, this is gonna be awesome. And then it sat there with I guess we should watch Waterworld. No, maybe next time. Maybe next time. And we just kept pushing it off, and we're like, wow, but this was based on the excitement of that show, right? Yeah. So we finally, our purpose this spring break...
Because it was RADnesia Spring Break! Blah, blah, blah.
We had to make sure we watched it. And you know what? Now our son's like, oh, okay, so...
that's Waterworld.
Now we've seen it. And we have decided that we definitely like the show because it's the first 20 minutes of the movie. And then it just ends. And we're like, yeah, cool. That's cool.
Yeah. It was definitely one of those things because I didn't remember it a whole lot except for the fact that he went underwater. And I remember...
Yeah, I remember the characters.
The general gist. But I remember the show more than anything. anything.
Yeah.
From Universal Studios,
like,
right?
That's what you remember.
And so that opening and all that is really cool. It's not a bad movie, actually.
No, it's not.
It's not a bad movie at all. It's just
You know what?
a little drawn out, and then there's some weird cartoony moments throughout it that
It's just so funny how Mad Max it is, though.
Yes.
Like, it's, and you know what? And even our son had pointed it out, how it's like they took every stereotype that a bad guy would have and said, screw it. I don't care if it makes sense that they don't have it that they have in this Waterworld type thing. We're going to add it in there. So they're drinking and they're smoking and they're having all this, and it just doesn't make sense that they still have this. How long has it really been? To the point where Kevin Costner's character has developed gills.
Yep.
You know, some evolution is not a quick thing.
No.
And so
the fact that no one knew that there was actually a land and everything under the water, like cities underwater.
Where the whole, oral history of what happened has died out. Yep. And yet
But there was Bacardi and Jack Daniels.
Yeah, they have all and it didn't make any sense. So we were laughing at that. And you know what? The woman and the daughter, or the little girl at times though, like especially the woman, really bothered the heck out of me. I got so frustrated with her, and
because she destroys his boat.
I'm like, I was really angry. I'm like, bitch, stop touching things. Like, why is this so hard to just listen? Like, do you honestly think he is a coward? He has lived out here with this awesome boat and defended himself all by himself. You think he's just gonna run and hide under what the hell are you thinking? Oh, it made me more mad than I realized.
No, she was furious, like full on, just arms crossed on the couch, just like, nah, bro, nah, ready to fight. The thing though that we didn't remember, and apparently, was the nudity in it, and it was hilarious because there's not a lot of nudity.
No,
it's a butt, but it's a lady's butt, and our son was sitting there. And he turns and he looks and he's got this grin like, guys, should I be watching this?
Yeah, it was totally like, why did she just take her clothes off? Like, what is going on? Like, me and Mike were just like, oh my goodness, like, I don't know what to have.
What have we done?
Oh no. And then later on, so Mike leaves, he's in the kitchen, and it's the crazy, trader guy, and he's coming up and he wants to trade, and basically his exchange was a half hour with the woman and the girl, and I'm like, shit, where is this going? And I'm looking at Mike like, I don't know how to fix this, because if I point it out and nothing actually is weird, then he's gonna be like, why did you tell me not to watch this? But I don't know at what point do I need to be prepared to maul him, and it worked out okay. It was not
all
horrible.
Clean.
Yeah. Oh wow, that was, because that's what we found is we can deal with language and violence and all that sort of stuff, but it's the sex that is the problem right now for any movies.
Being able to explain it, because it's a little different to explain just some violence or action, or or even some language, but some of the sex for a 9-year-old is a little more
too hard to explain away, right?
Yeah, right. And usually I check IMDb when I go through the parental guide whenever we decide to show him one of these
as long as there's
movies.
No sex, we're good, right?
And I'll read through it and be like, okay, there's this, and that, and then we'll make that decision, right? But this time I didn't even think about it, because we were just like, Waterworld. It's PG in Canada. We're finding out though the Canadians' ratings on a lot of movies are a lot less than all the American rating.
They're always down one.
At least. So there's been a few times where I'm like, well, it's only PG, Katie, and she's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. And then I just get that look of like, really, you did this, right? Well, for the other day, I was like, I can't wait to show him Terminator, and then I was like, I looked at the back package because I must have bought that when we were in the States, and I was like, it says it's rated R. I was like, what? I don't think it's rated R. I remember watching this when I was like 13.
Yeah, and this is why Mike's the way he is.
Awesome. Boom.
On some sides, so they're apparently a little too scared down in the States for things, and a lot more like, sure, whatever, we'll figure it out. And apparently they do, because we're okay.
Yeah.
So,
but back to Waterworld. What was your thoughts for RADnesia Spring Break?
You know what? I'm happy we watched it, and I realize now, though, that it is a pure nostalgia of time spent with my father when I was younger. It was one of his favorite movies, and again, we watched it on TV. So, but it was
4 hours.
5 hours later. So it's more of that nostalgia rather than like, yeah, this is a really awesome movie, and because there was a lot of parts of it that really bothered me, and it was interesting, but
well, it gets very cartoony at the end, especially with how it all goes down. With the bad guy, Dennis Hopper is just so like
he's so over the top and just ridiculous. He's almost like a caricature, and but
you can totally see the disjointedness from any of the problems they had on set, right? So because they had problems with that Kevin Costner ended up finishing the movie as a director as well. So there was creative differences on set.
So how the movie kind of
you wonder where like what tone was the original tone and what was the finished tone, and like that. So
what about you?
You know what? It's fun. It's ridiculous. Am I going to watch it anytime soon? No, I haven't watched it in probably over 15 to 20 years. So
we'll just see it next time we go to Universal. We'll watch the best part of it. We'll be good to go.
Exactly. There it is. And there you go. Another episode of Cup of Rad. This time we're all about RADnesia Spring Break Edition. That's right.
It was like so intense. We lost the bro.
Hard copy.
Spring break.
We thought we'd do something fun, do some different movies, do some different things, talk about it, because sometimes there's not a whole lot going on.
Yeah.
And
get a little inside depth of our experiences too from our past.
And reflections on things, because a lot of people they focus on all the new stuff. We like to focus on the new stuff.
Yeah. But it's amazing how satisfying it is to go back and look at old stuff, though, which is when we take the time to do it. You're like, oh, I forgot how much I love that.
Right. And then I think you also get a bit of appreciation, and then you can see where things have come from and how things have grown.
And then I can see how Mike, his whole being is shaped by movies.
Unacceptable. Yeah.
Anyways.
With that too, I want to give a great shout out, because if you like podcasts. Huge
shout out
to the Spit Roast Pod. They have a podcast that is about movies and other things. They get pretty deep, especially when they get into some of their musical episodes.
Yes.
Adam and Heidi, they do a great thing. They're overseas, so if you don't like our Canadian accents, you can get a UK accent on you.
I was gonna say east or west overseas. We're gonna go either way.
I'll let you decide. But yeah, Spit Roast Pod, love listening to them, and it's great too, because what's really fun about this medium is that you can make friends and you can find things like that. Yeah. But it's really cool too, because listening to them, and then you can listen to us, and you can get different views.
Yeah, it's fun, because then you can sit around and you can be like, oh, okay, I have a conversation with these. I can talk to them about this. Yeah. And I agree with this, or vice versa.
Exactly.
You get a lot of different viewpoints that maybe you can't get in your immediate circle, right?
Exactly. And that was one thing too, because like we both really liked us. They weren't a big fan of it. And I like listening to their cast. Mm-hmm. To find out what they did not, and some of those thoughts they had were very valid and very cool to hear. Yeah. Didn't change my opinion on it, but I can see where they're coming from because I saw what they had, and that's the beauty is that we all have our opinions. Yeah, and we can all have a rad conversation about it.
It's always fun to be able to listen to multiple things.
Yeah, and then you can really be informed, right? Especially if you're not sure about going to something yourself, and you can listen to a couple different ones. A lot of the ones we agree on. Yeah, right. And so it's really cool. So check them out. Spit Roast Pod with Adam and Heidi. Definitely check them out. And with that, we're capping off. We're out of coffee.
We've hit the end. We're out of coffee. We need to go get more coffee.
Yeah, we need more. We need more beans. I'm out of coffee. I need more beans to grind.
Why is all the coffee gone?
The coffee's always gone. Have yourselves a marvelous week, and we will see you later.
Thanks for joining us. Thank you for listening. Love this episode of Cup of Rad? Please subscribe, rate us, and give us a review. Also, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for more rad content.